Buying a house and getting a mortgage is generally one of the biggest decisions you're going to make. So you want to make sure you're doing things right. So today I'm going to share with you 5 common mistakes that people often make when applying for a mortgage or looking for financing on a home. But before we get into that, my name is Myles of the Noack Mortgage Team, powered by Andy Mortgage. And if you get value out of this content, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel so more people like you can see this video. Now, let's dive into these mistakes. Mistake number 1, shopping around too much. Now, I know that sounds silly. You're applying for a mortgage. You should be looking at multiple options. What I mean by this is talking to multiple professionals and salespeople to try and get the best rates and best options. And the reason for that is, generally speaking, if you talk to a mortgage broker, they're going to work with the exact same lenders that the other mortgage broker is going to work with. And if you go to, let's say, Scotiabank or First National directly, those brokers talk to those lenders. So talking to multiple salespeople is just going to put you in a situation where they're going to start competing and they're going to start getting really pushy on the sales side of things to try and close that deal, which doesn't always end in your best interest. The other thing that could happen is, let's say you come to me and you do an application, and I'm going to submit your file to a lender like, let's say, First National or CMLS Financial or Manulife. And you've talked to another broker who's already talked to all 3 of those lenders. And I go to send it in, it's not going to get accepted. They're going to spit it back to me. They're going to tell me they have an application from another broker. Then they're going to talk to that other broker. And things are going to get really complicated really quickly. And all it's going to do is slow down the process of you actually getting an approval for your mortgage. So honestly, my recommendation, find someone you really like to work with. Find someone you can trust. Find someone that you actually enjoy working with, because this is a process, and hopefully that broker is going to be in touch with you for renewals after renewals after renewals over the next 25 to 30 years. So just make sure it's someone you like and who knows what they're doing, and they're going to look after you, make sure you get a mortgage that's great for you. Mistake number 2, not asking the right questions. When shopping for a mortgage, most people commonly look at the interest rate. But there's so much more going on with a mortgage than just the actual interest rate. You should be looking at every single detail of it, including your prepayment privileges, how the penalties are structured, and whether there's any negative clauses on it, like a bona fide sales clause. You'd also want to see if it's registered as a collateral charge for, let's say, 100% or 125% of the value of your home. These are all really important things to look at because they can really affect you down the road. For example, one of the clauses that I absolutely hate is a bona fide sales clause. Now, what lenders will do is they'll give you a discount on your interest rate. Usually it's not huge, about like 0.2%, 0.3%, but they put this bona fide sales clause on your mortgage so that if you ever wanted to move somewhere else midterm for better rates or better options, you can't. The only way out of that mortgage is waiting for renewal or selling your home. It's kind of like being put in a headlock, and I just don't think it's the right thing to do. The other thing you want to look at is penalty structures, as mentioned, because some banks have higher penalties than others. So you really want to pay attention to that, because a 5-year term, even a 3-year term, it's a long time. A lot can change over that period, and you want to make sure you can do what you need to do. Mistake number 3, Myles. Good maths. Mistake number 3 would be trying to go this all alone. And the reason I say that is there's a lot of options and a lot of lenders and a lot of different things to consider. So having a trusted advisor or a professional help you through this process can be massively beneficial. Now, I'm going to toot my own horn here a little bit, as I am a mortgage broker, but if you're looking to get a mortgage, working with a mortgage broker can be vastly superior to going directly to your bank. And the reason for that is we've got over 50 different banks we can talk to. If you go into someone like, let's say, Scotiabank or TD, they're going to sell you Scotiabank or TD products. They're not even going to entertain any of the other products, where a mortgage broker has access to everyone. For example, what we do, we're going to present 3 to 5 different lender options with 5 different mortgage options, ranging from fixed to variable, short-term, long-term, and everything in between, so that you have all the information in front of you, and so that we can work with you to find the very best product and the very best terms for your mortgage. Another thing to consider, when working with a mortgage broker, we have a fiduciary duty to the customer. It is our job to act in your best interest when arranging that mortgage transaction. We are licensed that way, we are regulated that way, and we are penalized if someone finds out we're not doing what's in the customer's best interest. So once again, going to toot my own horn here. Working with a mortgage broker, we have more options, more benefits. We represent you, not the bank, and we can talk to anybody. I'm trying to see a downside here. It's getting a little challenging, but Needless to say, I love being a mortgage broker because I can do all those things for you and more. Mistake number 4, choosing the wrong lender. You're going to have a relationship with this lender for anywhere from 3 to 10 years. So you want to make sure you're with a lender you like. And in the odd case you're with a lender you don't, you want to make sure you have the flexibility to be able to move to different lenders for different products. So looking at different lenders when it comes to penalties, prepayment privileges, and all these different features is really, really crucial to make sure you're getting the best product for you. A perfect example of this is if you're looking for a mortgage with a home equity line of credit, do you want it to be readvanceable? Because if you didn't know, some lenders have readvanceable ones, whereas you pay your mortgage down, the line of credit balance increases. Other lenders have static ones. So once you pay your mortgage off, it's gone. Your line of credit just stays the same. You have to reapply to re-increase that. And it incurs things such as legal fees, appraisals, and stuff like that. So knowing your lenders and picking the right lender for you is absolutely crucial. Mistake number 5, now that we know to pick the right lender, you're going to want to pick the right mortgage, right? So doing your due diligence and looking at different products is going to be crucial. For example, if you're looking at variables, does it make sense to take the adjustable rate mortgage or the static payment variable? If we're looking at fixed term products, short term or long term? If we're looking at something like a home equity line of credit, readvanceable or static line of credit, there's all these different options out there, and you need to make sure that you find a mortgage that's going to work for you, especially if signing something like a 5-year term. For example, if you take a 5-year variable with a static payment and the rates go up, your payment doesn't increase, but the amount you put towards your principal decreases, therefore extending your amortization. Now, on the flip side of that, as rates go down, that might be attractive to you because now all of a sudden you're paying your mortgage out faster. To summarize this all up, having a professional represent you through the entire mortgage process is imperative. You want to make sure there's someone that's going to work with your best interest in mind to ensure you're getting exactly what you need, providing the advice as to why lender A is better than lender B. And they also want to be the person that shows you the 3 key parts of any mortgage: the product, the payment, and the interest rate, in that order. You could have the best interest rate on the planet, but if it's a crappy product where they're going to hit you with big fees if you ever want to make changes, you're not going to be too stoked on that. I can guarantee it. You could also have the best rate in the world, but if you can't afford your payments, well, it's not great. So making sure that you work with someone who can present all this information to you is the best thing you can do when applying for a mortgage, and it's the best thing that you could do to avoid these 5 major mistakes. Now, I want to know what you think. Have I missed any mistakes? Can you think of anything else to add to this list? Post it down in the comments below, and if you got value out of this content, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Once again, my name is Myles of the Mortgage Team, powered by Andy Mortgage. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.